Well, it's sort of haunting, these ambient cave sounds. It really sounds like a cave. Not that I've ever been in a cave. That's a good dream cave. That's a good first segment. This might even be green. Green 0.0, but green is green.
Since the beginning, we have pointed to the sky and declared it blue. It is this shared vision, this unquestioned understanding which connects us. But are you really seeing blue the same way I see it? Perhaps blue is nothing more than a shade of grey to you. Perhaps everyone in this world sees nothing but shades of grey. Don't you see, Hugh? This is why we're here.
Perhaps you're onto something, Mom.
When you enter a cave expecting a waterfall, the chances are your expectations will be met. But if you discard those expectations, don't you think instead the cave will be full of surprises? I ask for you, Hugh, to abandon your expectations, to pull me back from the brink of unreality. I need you to see the world not for what it is, but for what it can be.
Can't miss that one tonight. That's 3 for 3. Got the fast version of that one. Giddy up, man. Yeah, that skip with the at the rolling boulder room there, that is one of the skips that is not shown in the video tutorial. It was found more recently than the video was made. I think that's gold, actually. It's close if it isn't. Okay, yeah, within half a second of gold. That was a really strong segment.
Did you know, Hugh, that purple is at the very end of the visible spectrum? It's the hardest colour for our eyes to distinguish. Now, imagine a shade one step further than purple, a colour beyond what we can actually perceive. We call these
Yeah, this is
impossible
only about 10
colours,
seconds off the pace of a warp's run.
and I fear that this is where
I could turn this into a full-on any % run right now and have a decent chance of PBing. You know, as decent as any chance as any run this early in the game.
I'm sure that I do. I mean, you're reading this letter, or at least I hope you are. I'm sorry, but existing in this strange state of impermanence does funny things to you, Hugh. It makes you question what is real.
Rock and roll, man. Almost sub 6 entering this room. That is pretty sick. Ah, thanks for the 2 bits. Isn't that what they say? Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. I don't think that's quite what they meant by it. But it'll work. That one's really close to gold, too. Yeah, that one was even closer to gold than purple. Purple was about 0.5 off of gold. Orange was 0.2 off. This is an incredibly good start.
The university gardens were bathed in an earthy orange light.
I better pay attention now.
Summer had come and gone, and a cold autumnal crispness had caught me off guard. I sat on the grass, surrounded by my books and papers, when a cool breeze threatened to blow my notes across the lawn. A page escaped my reach.
I imagine those were most likely ad
A man
bits.
not much older than
I
myself
remember
chased
my
after it,
halcyon
catching me on
days
his
when I was
third or
able to
fourth
watch
attempt.
ads for bits. It hasn't worked for me in coming up on 2 years since it hasn't
He
worked
started
for me.
talking, and I was surprised that he had read
I have
my
no
work in
idea
the
why. I've
University
tried to
Journal.
ask Twitch.
He said he was a
They
professor and
have not
he hoped
responded
we
to
could work
me,
together someday.
nor did I truly expect
It's
them
funny
to.
how something so small can change so much.
They have questions to answer from people who actually make them money, so little old me is not going to be too important.
Dr. Gray soon became my assigned mentor, and I can't help but feel he somehow had a hand in it. Our fires burnt brightest when we worked together. It felt like we could achieve anything. We discovered more about colour than I could ever have imagined. We split light, mapped spectrums, we painted.
Jump, child,
laughed.
jump.
We worked long hours.
Missed
and
one ladder bunny
soon
hop
our
there.
goal became all-consuming.
Yeah, this room was
We were
not very
restless.
fast.
The work became more important than us, and we knew it.
Work is not more important than people. Unless you're curing cancer or something. But in that case, your work is people. Yeah, I wonder if they ever found that solution in playtesting of this game. This was a pretty low budget game, so I don't know how much playtesting there ever truly was. But frankly, I think some of these solutions that are most likely not developer expected are to the game's credit, not its detriment. You know, some puzzle games, like, I believe Portal is, you know, one of the more preeminent examples. They really make a selling point out of, you know, there's lots of ways through the rooms, you know, lots of possible solutions, not just one. This game is not really that way, but in many cases, there are a lot of different ways through the rooms. I think some of them just happen to be not emergent gameplay exactly, but kind of along those lines. Things that just sort of happened. Also, this run.
It's funny. I don't remember much after that day on the grass. I do know that
This run
Dr.
is
Gray and I spent many
pretty
times
sick.
together. I would compliment him on his work, and his cheeks would flush with a pinkness. He'd notice and change the subject, embarrassed. This work we were doing together, it
Didn't feel much like work
didn't
anymore.
feel much like work anymore.
Yeah, that's one of the more minor examples, but that's a coyote time jump right there. To minimize how far to the left you have to push the blue block. That's actually a few pixels further to the left than it absolutely needs to be, but it's safer that way. Dang it. Not bad. Wasn't strictly in stride, but it was okay. Okay. Of all the times to get this skip first try, this might be one of the best. Alright, that's one hurdle. I can't remember which color came next. This, no, this, oh, crap. I was about to say it should be okay, and then I screwed it up twice. Yay. Alright, this run is no longer This run is no longer good enough to justify this current stomach ache that I have. It's probably not even going to be green on the next split. But the one after it is a very substantial time save. So we're still fine. Alright, we're still going to be green, but it's going to lose about 5 seconds. Six. It's not easy being green.
Did you know, Hugh, that every language first has a word for black and for white, for dark and for light? The first colour described afterwards is always red, the colour of blood and wine, the colour of anger. The anger I felt when I was told my experiments had gone too far. When Dr. Gray sided with the university, stopping my research altogether. For all our languages, for all our ways to communicate, it's funny how sometimes we simply cannot. It leads people to do things they regret, to steal, to break, to forget what is important. Once a seed has taken root, it doesn't take long for it to grow, to nurture and blossom into something beautiful. The seed of knowledge was planted in my mind, and I wasn't prepared to let it wilt and die. The university claimed my experiments were unethical, that altering the fabric of our reality was dangerous. They were unflinching. My research was confiscated and my contract terminated. Following my expulsion, I was left with no choice but to uproot and move us both far away. I knew of a small fishing village a boat ride from the university, where I hoped my reputation wouldn't precede me. You and I moved into a humble home, which is now where you spent most of your childhood.
I don't like it when that happens. Oh, that was an early jump. Still not getting Skull Cycle. Dang it. So close, though. Yes. That saves so little time. It's very silly to go for it, but I thought on a pretty good paced run was a good time to try it. Haven't gotten this skip at all tonight, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm 0 for 4. Soon to be 0 for 5. Yep. That one was a lot closer, though. Okay, we should be in pretty good shape here. That's gonna be almost 20 in the green, not quite. But I'll take it. $18.6.
Do you recall those dusty old tomes that used to sit on my desk? The ancient scriptures of civilizations lost. I spent hours poring over them.
No, don't do that.
Searching for clues to support my research. Aside from their wonders, one thing stood out above all else. Blue. Or specifically the absence of it. Other colours were detailed at length, but not blue. It was never mentioned at all. The word simply didn't exist. Could they not distinguish blue? Without a word to describe it, how could we be sure they could see it at all?
It's unfortunate that I wasn't able to jam the third door on top there, but the alternate way of doing this is not appreciably slower. It's a few frames slower. The way you make back some of the time is that. Being able to jump push at the very end. Second run in a row that happened. I resolved it a little faster that time. Yeah, let's not push that one so far. That really kind of effed us last time. Well, not effed us, but slowed us down. I didn't think I was going to actually make that jump. Dang it. That wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Might save a second. No, probably not. That's okay. If we can survive the green shard segments, we might be in good shape here. But it is a really hard segment.
Spring was around the corner. Yellow daffodils poked through the dirt in our backyard.
You know, Courtyard 2
As time moved,
is also a very hard segment, but I messed up a bunch of times in that segment in my PB. So, a little more room for error.
But I still made progress.
Don't fall there.
One day, Hugh, when you were sleeping, I watched over you. I was on the cusp of a breakthrough, and you were the last person left to see it. I was so excited for the both of us.
Alright, fingers and toes crossed that we can make it through this segment intact.
My research led me to tales of a long-lost civilization. They built great machines, pioneering electricity many years before we discovered it. Strangely, though, this civilization is said to have felt no pain. They knew of pain and observed it, yet could not experience it themselves. Explaining to them the sensation of pain is like me explaining colour to someone that can only see in black and white. I wonder, Hugh, if we will be able to share in our experiences of colour.
That's weird. That's... Hey, Snarky J, that's the optimal movement in that room, but I so rarely do it. It has me kind of off my rhythm. Nice. Okay, I'm not going to do the new part. Not going to lose the whole run to that. It's not a big time save anyway. Oh yeah, and double laser skip does also include these double lasers here. That one's really hard to do too, and it only saves 1 second to get it. So, I don't even try it. Please, let's get this first try. Wow! That was so freaking scary, but it worked. Wasn't especially fast, but it worked. Hey, Androcles, welcome. Yeah, I messed up the top part, but that's alright. It's not a large time loss. It's a pretty small time loss. Would be measured in frames. Okay, we're running against gold, so this is gonna lose something. But we're here. And we're still gonna be quite a bit in the green. Let's do this. Yeah, it's still gonna be maybe 13 in the green. That was not a bad segment at all. It wasn't a great segment, but it was a good segment. Yep, 13 exactly. I nailed one. And we have a lot of time. It's funny, the rest of the way, the comparison splits are either gold or substantial time saves.
The first time I wore the ring.
Recently found it kind of randomly. Awesome. Yeah, this game, I don't think it's a stretch to say this game changed my life a little bit.
Red, blue,
This
yellow,
game
and
means
green.
a lot to me.
Great fireworks played out across the backdrop to my reality. Was I dreaming? Was I alive? My senses dulled from a life.
And you know, since I haven't had too many deep warpless runs, just because some of these comparison splits are gold doesn't mean they're not improvable.
Like Pollock painting a ballet on the moon. I removed the ring and time slipped back to normal.
Just gotta keep it clean.
It was overwhelming. But what followed affected me the most. After seeing in colour for the first time, when everything returned to normal, I could remember.
I should do that a whole lot faster, but
I had never
it's
before
feeling like
had
playing
a
it
coloured
safe.
memory.
Alright, let's hope I get this right. And not in like a million tries. Nope. Got it. It's also possible to do this room without ever turning off the lasers. As impossible to believe as that sounds. One of the runners of the game in italics did it that way in his first warpless speedrun. It's because the full any percent doesn't see this room, so he kind of forgot what to do on his first warpless run. You know, it took him over 10 minutes to do it, but he did do it, which I was really impressed with that. I should have practiced the correct solution to this room. I'll be alright. Yeah, now we turn them off. Little moment of hesitation there. But we're here. I'm not sure if I might have to take a manual split here. That doesn't help. That was a manual split, so it might be a teensy bit off, but not by enough to worry about. The other splits should all happen fine. In fact, if we do go all the way, it might split early for the last split. But that's easy to fix if it does. You know, there's a couple of really difficult skips left, but you know, I feel pretty good about them.
If a tree stands in the woods and nobody is there to see it, does that tree exist? Does it have colour and form? Does it matter? This journey has been difficult, Hugh, and whilst I have trodden a lost, winding path,
I hate that she says whilst.
To the truth I was after.
I think I mention that every time I make it this far in a run.
You chase the moon. If truth does exist in our minds, then I feel there may be one that I have neglected. All this time, you've been alone, and now uprooted, on a journey for my cause. For what? So that I could see the world a little clearer? I do hope, in the end, it was worth it. For both of us.
Jump in. I don't remember the correct solution for this room, so I'm doing it the casual playthrough way. I mean, I remember the idea for the correct solution for this room, but not the inputs. Whatever, we're through. It's Modicius's solution that, for a while, I didn't think was faster than my bounce under until I tested it, and yes, it actually is quite substantially faster than my bounce under, and easier, too. I just can't remember how to do it. I'm making little mistakes. I guess little mistakes are better than big mistakes, but no mistakes is better than any mistakes. Okay. That's fine. Time loss is expected and within reason. We still have over a minute of possible time save in University. So we are in pretty solid shape. Whew. Double blue, baby. It's gonna come down to double blue. And whatever the hell went wrong in the final segment in my PB, that final segment is like a 45-second possible time save. I don't know why it was that bad. Because I think I only died once. Maybe twice. What? What are you doing? Stop the madness. Even if we lose the Australia run, that's what I call a run that consists of only green and gold splits, since those are Australia's national colors. I call it an Australia run. Even if we lose the Australia run, we're still in good shape. And we didn't lose the Australia run. Ran the wrong way, though. Okay, that doesn't help. I'll make it work. That's a small time loss. But the backup's pretty simple, at least. This room is almost as Monka-esque when you don't do the death warp as it is when you do. Got it. Alright, here goes double blue. Wish me luck. Better yet, wish me skill. Fuck! Second goddamn try. Still save time, though. Lel. I think both of those skips were second try in my PB. And I managed to first try red globe skip, doing the... they should be green. Doing the safe method. Like lel. Okay, I am a little bit nervous right now. Might not be paying a whole lot of attention to chat the rest of the run. No! Okay, that's bad, but I'll fix it. Okay, that was bad, but it wasn't catastrophic. Like I said, we've got a 45-second time save in the last segment. Last segment. Section. Words are very difficult sometimes. I mean, I didn't die, so it's not going to be that substantial of a time loss. It is running against gold, though, which is always scary. So is this. At least I don't have to worry about a crazy warp in warpless run. Not a great platform cycle. That's not good enough. That's good enough. Yeah, okay, this was a pretty bad segment. But it's still green. And look at that fucking time save for this last segment. Let's do this. I'm gonna do this the fucking safe way. In before dead. Yeah. Yeah, they're hard rooms. They are. Even in the speedrun. Yeah, I remember in my PB, I had to do this. I had to restart this room at least 3 times, maybe even 4. So that was really slow, but it was really safe. And I think I died in the rolling rock room as well. Possible to, you know, air quotes, soft lock yourself. You can always just restart the level from the menus. But to soft lock yourself at, in this level, but only in the Steam version of the game. In the Twitch Prime version of the game, they actually fixed it. Why did I move this other one? I don't know why I did that. That was very silly of me. I am really nervous right now. That cost me some seconds. But I didn't die. And everything I'm doing is still correct. It's just slow and in a weird order. I think when I moved the right-hand block over last time, I was thinking of this move. Yeah, the Twitch Prime version is perfectly eligible for speedruns. The one change in that room doesn't appreciably change how long the room takes. It's not a speed kind of change, it's just a ease, convenience kind of change. You know, it might be frames different in terms of time, but we are not to the point yet of timing this game down to the frame. Last puzzle room. I don't know why I'm this nervous, but I am. Got to actually work? Okay. Thanks for coming by. Thanks so much. And I'll try to stop by your stream sometime too. I think I followed you, but I haven't seen you live, so maybe I actually didn't. I feel bad if I didn't. Okay, it's a PB. It's not a great PB, but it's a PB. Yeah, I wish it was that good a PB.
Dearest Hugh, it has been too long.
Don't think it's a 54,
You've
but
grown
it's a
so much.
it's a good PB. It should be. I'm gonna
Your
guess
mother-
it's about a 30-second PB.
I tried to warn her. I thought that exiling her from the university would protect her. Would protect you.
Not too freaking
She
bad
didn't
for my
understand
first day
that some
back.
people
I haven't run
choose-
this. I haven't played this game really, but haven't run this game in almost 2
I
months.
never stole the ring from her, Hugh. I tried to destroy it. Before it destroyed her. I now know she had it under control. She knew what she was doing. My intervention shattered the ring, altering
It's a
your
cute
mother's
emote,
very
Andrew,
fabric.
please.
My only reprieve is that you were able to follow in her footsteps, to experience her work firsthand.
Whew.
We do not see things as they
I'm
are.
glad I didn't kill the run.
Instead,
Uni was still
see
sort of
them as they
sloppy,
are.
but it wasn't nearly as bad as my previous
your
PB.
mother,
Hey,
she has been
Katsumo.
waiting for you.
Good to see ya. See what we got
I
here?
expect she will be thrilled to see how far you've come.
Whew, baby. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be a high 55. It's not a 54. I wish it was a 54. But this is... I'll say this is the run I should have had when I last PB'd. Alright, get some Kappa in the chat right now, Katsumo. Right now. I know you got the tonguey face, but we need a lot of Kappa as well. And the Klappa. Actually, Klappa's pretty good for that. Yeah, Final Dream Cave is about 20 seconds, I believe, so... Yeah, it's about a 30-second PB. You know, obviously, we're still bleeding all this time. It's not an oh my god run, but it's a good run. It's a competent run. It's a solid run. It's a 55-18. Yeah, when I was doing DRS runs earlier in the stream and like practice, I didn't go past the lighthouse. I did the mountainside and uni completely cold.